Alright, let's start with names.
Wild Viva.
So, Thomas Asante, Greenie.
Thomas Shaw. Jamie Subi.
Viva.
So what do we do this week then?
You mean last week?
Well, last week.
Okay, so last week, the first thing that we're going to talk about is Gary's lesson.
Gary. No, we've already talked about Gary's lesson.
No, you haven't.
Oh, we haven't.
Wait, you haven't had a lesson
Oh,
with him, have
yeah,
you?
so we're going to talk about Gary's lesson last
Yeah.
week.
Oh, yeah, because you were meant to do it.
We
Yeah.
have it now,
Yeah, but
but
So, for me, we recapped the scripts we did before Christmas, and I guess for me it was just recapping the lines because I already knew the lines because I'd learnt them beforehand, so it was just getting back on track with them, which I found pretty easy. So I was off script and able to perform without any setbacks, props. I mean, a script to hold. I mean, yeah. But yeah, go on, Thomas. How did you
with
find it?
me is because we didn't do it last term or anything, so we're literally starting from fresh. We weren't looking at scripts. We were mainly looking at being naturalistic and hitting marks still, but as a scene. So it was like one of the scene we got given was you come in from work, you look up at...
We did this
Yeah.
just now.
You come in from work, you stop at the first mark, you take your coat off, put it on the chair, look up at the TV, then you look round, look for the remote, walk to the second mark, turn round, grab the remote and turn the TV off, then just carry on walking forward, stop, catch the mirror on your left hat, like your left peripheral, stop, look at that, walk to that, hit third mark, then just walk off. So we were mainly doing that, and we were mainly just looking at that most of the lesson and just trying to perfect it and get it so it's more naturalistic and not theatre based, so over dramatic. Yeah.
Because we did a little bit of that as well just now in this. It's like, because a lot of things we do where we've like done a lot of theatre here, we haven't really looked at like just normal, so everything we've done is like theatre like based, so trying to act naturalistic, there's little things you can point out that look theatre based that you need to like kind of work and adapt and change.
It's because like with theatre you have to be over dramatic and like over exaggerate all your movements, so if you're turning off the TV you would do like, normally you would just go turn jacket,
Yeah,
like,
so
chuck
it's just
it,
like
yeah.
do what you do in real life.
Yeah,
Not theatre.
it's pretty much it. And with I noticed that with other people and me myself, it was quite hard to do that because we are so used to theatre that it was actually hard to get back into normal, like natural and real life in a way. So because when we're performing, all we think about is just over extending our movements and just over exaggerating. But I got used to it quite quickly, which I'm quite good at, because if I do it a few times then I can carry on doing it. So that's what I found out. But what did you think? Did you find it quite easy or hard?
My first run was like really sort of theatre, but once I realised what I did and what I did wrong, I changed it, and then my other runs became like really naturalistic. So for me, it just took that little bit of feedback for me to get it perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah, also what we did was we went over what... Did you do this we went over what you did last time, so the hitting mark, so first, second, third, walking back, so like first noise, second noise, third, protect yourself.
No,
Have you not done that?
we did a bit of it last lesson, but we didn't do none of that this lesson.
Oh, well, what we done was pretty much what we done last week, but with
added.
Yeah, we added to it. So when we got to the last mark, so we got to third, second, third, then walked back to the first. What we had to do was say a line like, "What you doing here?" So we had to constantly do that, but with different emotions that Gary gave us.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk a little bit about that, or because you did that
Yeah.
last? You did
Well,
that
we
last
did
time.
this last time, so it wasn't really much of a change. It's just recapping what
Yeah,
we've
going
done.
over.
Yeah, going over. Okay, so after that, so our next lesson that we should talk about is whose lesson? Jamie's and
Jamie's.
Stevie's.
Yeah, project.
Oh,
Our project lesson where so we basically put into groups, 3 big groups, and then was given the Room on the Broom, which is a book by Julia Donaldson, and we had to basically devise a piece from it, using that as a stimulus.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, well, for my group personally, we were all in different groups, so we
Yeah.
have different perspectives. For
Oh, yeah.
my group personally, at first it was hard to get it, like, everything started, because there was quite a few arguments and conflicts of ideas and stuff, and I feel like that's what derailed us, because in my group there was a lot of strong-headed people, as in like people who normally take the objective to become the leader of the group, and so that there was that clash at the start. But then the next day when we started working together and like flushing things out, it all became more flowy, and we pieced it together piece by piece. Each contributed ideas, each added to our own, and then we came out with a pretty decent performance.
yeah,
I believe.
yours was
Yeah.
quite good.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, same with Tom. With ours it was very hard to start off because we had to analyse the book, we had to think of what we thought, so our perspective and our opinion on what was happening in the book, because we couldn't read the words that were on there, so we couldn't actually read it, we had to just look at the pictures, so we had to think of what was happening just from the pictures and then put it to life. So we thought that was very hard, but we managed to like get through it, and even though it was like our brains were like really confused because it was new to us, and it was like so many we were given so many things to do, like so many tasks to do for the same thing, so that was very hard. What else? In the end we managed to do it, and if we had like longer time, like we could have done it, we probably could have made a better piece, but I thought our piece was good, but it could have been better.
Cool. Our group took a different approach than a lot of people's groups. A lot of people's groups made like a really physical piece, but what we decided to do, we took the original Room on the Broom and we set it like more modern day. So we, instead of it being a witch, it was like a school student. Instead of it being a broom, it was a car, and we sort of thought about the
Narrative.
the characteristics of the people. So the witch, not really an outgoing person, someone sort of quiet. The dog, very athletic. The frog, like kind of nerdy. The birds, like kind of hippie and free. So we thought about taking them and putting them into real people, and that's like what we did. Then we took the whole rhyming scheme of the play and we reworded everything, and we made our own like sort of book kinda, with like our own scenarios and stuff like that, and we kind of just pieced it and did like we added movement to like the narrative, and we had someone narrate it. So like when the wind, I would like come out and I would take that hat and I would move it as if I was the wind. So we gave it was physical, but we still had that like a narrator to kind of narrate through it.
What else did we have? We had
Rangers had project, like I know
yeah,
that.
we mainly just have project, or active screen.
Did we have? No, we didn't have Emma's workshop. That was.
We did. I don't think you have
What
yet.
did you do?
Have you done like the creating the design and
Cutting it out.
Cutting it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Put it
Oh,
on
yeah,
people.
so we had workshop with Emma.
We had workshop with
And-
Emma.
We had to like create designs, costume designs, but first, well, we didn't realise we were doing that at first. We just had to copy and trace patterns onto paper and then
Yeah.
cut those out
Tracing paper, yeah.
and then stick them on a person. And we did 3 different versions of that.
Yeah.
You had to like take photos of them.
Yeah.
Just to, like see what they
Just
look like.
to put on our WordPress, which you'll
And then
probably see.
we had to draw on the person itself,
But
like
with-
using
oh,
the
yeah,
patterns
that
as
was-
inspiration.
But with our left hand,
That-
so you're
well,
not your
for
strong
me it
hand
was-
like your weak hand.
For me, it was my right hand.
And
That
I
was
guess,
so
like-
stressful. It was stressful.
It was hard, but it was also like fun in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
I
it was-
guess
It's like
it
it
gave
was
us-
like a new way to
Yeah.
find a different
Yeah.
pattern because you're not used to, so your arm would do like different
It's
things.
like, yeah, your
You'd
arm
find
would
different
create.
patterns.
rather
Yeah.
than it being a set way, there was more freedom in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like more to the creative aspect, and it's, to Emma, it was like there was no wrong answer. You could legit just do a scribble,
Yeah,
and
for-
that would be right.
That
But
would
it
be-
was just the people that were trying to do it neat that were getting it wrong because that wasn't the
That wasn't
objective.
the task.
the
That wasn't the
No.
task.
Yeah, I found it annoying, but it was quite fun as well because it was like you just go for it and literally, even though it was annoying because it looked really terrible, but for Emma it was like art in a ways because that was the whole task, and it's meant to be messy. That's why we did it with our weaker hand. So it wasn't meant to be like perfect and neat. It was meant to just have some craziness into it.
Is there anything else you guys want to say we've done?
I don't think there is. I think
No.
Last week,
Yeah,
that's
we
last
don't-
week wrapped up.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Strengths and weaknesses. So last week, I guess my core strength from last week was just the performing aspect of the
Yeah.
of the projects. I feel like team working. Although I initially always take the leadership role, I decided to set back on that and just go as an ensemble, which was pretty handy.
my strength was probably in acting for screen, with me picking it up so quickly and getting it down. My weakness was probably Emma's lesson, because even though it was, in fact, my weakness was probably the project,
Yeah.
because I thought I could. I gave ideas, but not enough, and I think now I could have given more.
Ideas.
Yeah, more ideas and more suggestions.
Strengths.
Nothing.
It probably have to be working as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for the first, I don't know, for this sort of year, I've kind of got more involved in it and not being normal. Because last year I was just really quiet and I just let other people do it. But this year I'm actually getting involved.
Same.
So I feel like kind of my strength has to be I'm actually giving ideas and I'm contributing to the work as a group, then instead of just sitting out and letting other people do it.
So your team ethics there.
Yeah.
Cool.
But my weakness,
Yeah.
it's sort of it's like my attitude in dance. We had Hayley for a dance lesson, and I just didn't care, and I was just mucking about, and I weren't there. So I've sort of got to realise that I need to step up. So sort of my attitude just needs to improve.
Yeah. I
Cool.
think that's it. Right.
Awesome.